What's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. We're so close to finishing this room. I've been sitting here crunching numbers for hours and I just can't seem to get my arms around it. I know we're really close, but I'm just not sure how we're going to get this done by the time school starts.
By the end of summer? We're going to have to get really creative on how we're going to close the gap.
I wonder.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cobb Prairie Youth Room Telethon. Remember, we have operators standing by to take your calls. We have a talented group of former youth here tonight to help us finish this youth room. We have Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift. They're here to sing a rousing duet of Ebony and Ivory. Also joining us are Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson from Twilight fame, here to give smoldering looks to each other. And we got that kid that plays McLovin. Can never remember his name. But first, let's go to my lovely wife and second floor cohabitator, Jodi. And she's going to show us our tote board and our latest dollar totals.
Thank you, honey. Before we check those numbers, I just want to remind our audience that everyone who calls and makes a $50 gift in the next hour will receive a hard copy of our new memoir, Up to the Second, in which we detail the ups and downs of our year-long residence on Cobb Prairie's second floor. Of course, if this telethon thing doesn't work out, we'll just have to write another chapter. Please don't let that happen. You have no idea what it's like to spend day after day surrounded by barn service props and drywall dust.
Honey, maybe you should just stick to reading the new dollar totals.
Right, of course. The phones got really busy last hour when we announced that Pastor Dan had to tell knock-knock jokes until we had 100 new callers. Of course, we probably should have specified that the callers also needed to make a gift to the building campaign. But c'est la vie. We did talk a few of you into getting out your checkbook, so let's check those outstanding totals again. And the amount needed to complete the youth room and send us home is $200,000.
Honey,
What?
look,
What?
200,000. That's how much we have left to finish the youth room. We're almost there.
200,000? We can do that. Wow. Can you imagine the impact that the room will have on our youth, this church? You know, the other night at confirmation, we heard all kinds of testimonies from our youth about the impact that this church has had on their lives in the WILD program. You know, I think we have some footage of that.
I first started coming to Cobb Prairie this past fall, and when I walked in, I didn't know a soul, and it was the most terrifying moment of my life.
We just started coming in every week, and I really liked it, and it was really awkward at first because I'd never been to a church on a Sunday besides Easter and Christmas. And so the first time I remember we came in and everyone started saying the Lord's Prayer, and I was like, and it was just really awkward.
So I attend all the services and go to WILD and sign up for everything and all that. But in the past few years, I've noticed that I seem to have been doing everything right, but I still couldn't feel Jesus present in my life.
And in high school, you learn a lot of things, and it's really, really easy to step away from a lifestyle of God.
And when I was at the private school, I had a religion class every day and chapel once a week, but I never felt like my faith was challenged. I just felt like I was going through the motions.
I felt like I was separated from those who were rooted in their faith, and I wanted to be on the other side and have that passion and joy that other people have.
And about the same time that I was learning about all these terrible, terrible things that you can do, I started coming to WILD.
Pastor Dan every weekend would come up to me after second service and be like, hey, you need to go to WILD, it's so much fun. And I'd be like, I don't know about that.
I heard about confirmation actually over Xbox. I was playing with Nate Friesner and Grant, and they were like, oh, are you coming to confirmation? I was like, what's confirmation?
Through these past couple months, I've
grown so close to you girls, and I'm so happy that I know you.
Now, like, I wake up before my mom. I'm like ready to go, and I'm just pumped about it.
Whenever I go, like, I have those days of like being angry and upset and like not feeling good enough, I always go back to God's never going to like not love me. Like, he's never gonna be like, oh no, sorry, go over there, I don't love you, go sit in the corner.
I can come to Wild, I can come to the cross, and I'm accepted no matter what I do and no matter who I am.
I realized that as tempting as those things are, my true family is with me at Wild, and the rewards in heaven are much greater than any on earth.
The truth is, giving yourself completely to Christ and committing yourself to follow Jesus doesn't happen through going through the motions. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a Christian is to simply be.
He's not just going to say, here you go, here's some patience. He's going to give me opportunities to improve my character and improve myself.
God wants us to be an example for every single person, not just other Christians, not just your friends, but just people that you come in contact with every day.
Also, music has been a huge part of my faith. Being involved in the Wild Band for the past year or so has been one of the best experiences of my life. I also found out that I learned a lot about God through playing and listening to music about Him. And sometimes when I'm just being, I can hear God through music, and it's really cool.
Pastor Dan, at one of his sermons, said sometimes God asks you to leave your comfort zone in order to get closer to Him. And when he said that, that really got to me. It came to me that it's really easy to be mad at God and just be angry about bad situations. But after Pastor Dan said that, I started seeing things differently, and I'm not really scared anymore or mad. I'm more excited to get closer to God.
And I know sometimes we have really hard times in our lives where we think He's not there, He's not with me, He's nowhere around us, but He is. And we all have to try our hardest to find that light, and that light is God.
But my faith journey is not over, and it will never be. Relationships take time. Some work and some don't, but I know that my Father will never abandon me, and He will always be there for me. And I've never been more connected to God in my life than I am right now.
I feel like now I walk on water like it's solid ground.